Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week. From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Carolina Week. I'm Kate Howard.
And I'm Jason Kahn. Thanks for joining us. During the next half hour, we'll take a look back at some of the most special sports moments of spring 2009 here at Carolina. There's no better way to end your college career, and these guys have been working for 4 years to get to this point. Sarah Moore was in Detroit with the team.
Once upon a time in the far-off land of Detroit, Michigan, the Carolina basketball team made it all the way to the national championship. Detroit was full of Michigan State fans, hungry for a win in the big game, but the Tar Heels were determined.
We did it. We made sacrifices, and like I said, we just worked so hard.
In the first 5 minutes of the game, UNC was already up by 10 points. The Tar Heels continued to extend the lead. Wayne Ellington said there was no sweeter sound than the silence coming from the Michigan State fans in the first half.
They were loud. We knew they were going to be loud, and we knew there was going to be a crazy atmosphere. We wanted to come out and jump on them from the gate and attack them. And, it's quiet and take the crowd out of it from the beginning.
And for the seniors, everything seemed to fall into place. Bobby Fraser made a layup. Danny Green fouled out, proving that Carolina can play defense. And Tyler Hansbrough got what everyone has been expecting him to get for 4 years. Hansbrough says the best part of all is his teammates.
I can't really describe, what I'm going through right now, but, I know in a couple of days I'll calm down and I'll look back at my career now and think of all the accomplishments I've had. This will be the best one. This will be number one, my spot being part of this team.
The guys knew long before the final buzzer that this game was in the bag. And when the buzzer finally did sound, it was time to celebrate. With Roy and his boys a little teary-eyed, Carolina accepted its 5th NCAA National Championship trophy.
What a wonderful city Detroit is.
Many of the players say it was the best day of their lives.
The birth of my kids will replace this moment, so I think I got some years until I can replace this one.
So the Tar Heels got their storybook ending, and a national championship made it a little easier to live happily ever after.
That's one bedtime story all current UNC students will be telling their children for years to come when they have kids.
From a championship to future champions, the football team brought in the 6th best recruiting class in the country, according to Scout.com. Phil Mitchell introduces us to the new Heels.
Today is a big day for Jared McAdoo as he signs a letter of intent to play football at Carolina. Just a few months ago, the 6'3", 290-pound defensive tackle was showcasing his athleticism at Chapel Hill High School, and now he's donning the colors of another Chapel Hill school. McAdoo joins a huge recruiting class that includes the #1 defensive end in the country, according to Scout.com, Dante Moss. But what does McAdoo think sets this class apart?
The 2009 class, we're already really close. Half of us already played together. We hang out together all the time at the game, so we're coming in with a good team camaraderie already.
And adding pieces like McAdoo and Moss to an already young, athletic, and strong defensive line could make the Heels a force to be reckoned with. But some fans still worry about the departure of last season's top 3 receivers. Well, meet Jay Boyd, a 6'3" receiver whose jumping ability and speed are comparable to those of Hakeem Nicks. Some other notable signees are 3 talented linebackers in Hawatha Bell, Justin Dixon, and Kevin Reddick, a highly sought-after guard in Johnny Farms, a great 2-sport athlete in Donovan Tate, and 2 high school teammates in Angelo Hadley and Mywan Jackson. Coach Butch Davis discussed why UNC is so appealing to recruits.
When kids get here and the parents get here, they really fall in love with the concept of Chapel Hill. It is, in some respects, it's almost a little bit like a throwback in that it's still a small, it's an intimate university.
Josh Adams and Kevin Reddick have already enrolled in Carolina and participated in spring practices.
One of those outstanding signees is local phenom Jared McAdoo. He's all business on the field, but off the field, he's a bit of a class clown.
Jared McAdoo, defensive tackle, Chapel Hill High School.
Got my good side. Got me. The best thing about playing football is just being able to run around and hit people. The whole time you get out any anger you got, it's just fun just to be able to go out there and just let loose. Pretty strong. If I had one chance to switch my position on the field, I'd switch it to wide receiver. That right there and just reach for it. Wow. If I could be anybody in the world, I'd probably be Donald Trump. If I could be a superhero, I'd be the Flash. You know, never have to worry about gas money or cars. You can just get there in the blink of an eye. It's just, phew. If I could be a villain, I would probably have to say, I'd probably be Magneto from X-Men. As a college student, the first thing I really want to do is I really want to see what this town has all to offer. Because I've only seen a little bit of what they have for you.
McAdoo and the rest of the Heels start the season with a home game against the Citadel, September 5th.
Coming up, we'll show you some of Carolina's star athletes.
That's right, so stick around for more of the best of Carolina Week's spring semester.
Hey, there are a lot of ways we can help our community. Spending our money in Orange County, whether it's filling up the car or shopping at local businesses, helps maintain our roads, improves our children's schools, and creates jobs. Spending your money locally helps us all in a big way. So remember, shop Orange first.
Escucha Smokey antes de tratar. Solo tú. No juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego. No hay nada perturbable con la cual asustar a un pobre ratón sin casa en que vivir. Si un hermoso bosque es lo que deseas, no juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego.
Solo tú puedes prevenir los fuegos en áreas naturales.
¡Fuego!
Check it out, man. What is that? It looks like someone's belly. Yeah, probably lost it walking on the beach.
Man, just leave it. Let's go.
The fish at Lake Crabtree and Briar Creek contain PCB chemicals that are very dangerous to your health. So catch and release every time you fish. For more information, call 919-707-5900 or check the webpage.
The Women's Professional Soccer League comes into existence this year. With 12 Tar Heel alumni already on WPS rosters, a current UNC star has her sights set on pro ball. Sam Rosenthal has the story.
That's Casey Nagara, the girl next dormitory. She kills time browsing the web, spends time chilling with friends, and loses track of time climbing trees. But the rest of the time, she plays soccer.
I play every day, usually. Probably, I don't touch a soccer ball is probably like 5 days out of the whole year.
That trend will continue after Nagara's UNC career ends. The new Women's Professional Soccer League gives the reigning National Player of the Year the opportunity to play pro ball in the States, something she's dreamt about since her 5th birthday.
I mean, I don't really tell like a lot of people, unless they ask me. I'm not going to go up to someone and be like, I'm going pro. I'm really excited because I'll actually be getting paid for doing something that I love, which a lot of people can't say that they have that.
Nagara says she'll keep playing until she no longer loves the game. Could be a while. And as for that other love of hers, tree climbing.
When I was little, I had an awesome tree in my front yard, and I'd sit up there for like hours. Now, whenever I see a good tree, I always want to climb it.
So whether she's up here or down there, for Nagara, it's just about being at the top. Perched above Fetzer Field, I'm Sam Rosenthal, Carolina Week Sports.
North Carolina already boasts the largest representation by one school in the new league, a trend that should continue. Nogara and at least 3 other UNC players in her graduating class can and probably will turn pro next season.
Most high school seniors have one last summer to enjoy themselves before heading off to college. But Kyle Lang tells us about one Carolina freshman who took a different route.
Levi Michael is not your average college student. In fact, he shouldn't even be a college student. That's because he graduated high school a semester early to play baseball for the University of North Carolina.
I took my final exam Friday, the last day I was there. And that weekend I moved up, got everything situated, and Monday I was in college, first class, 8 o'clock.
Such a drastic transition is understandably difficult for a 17-year-old, but Michael says it hasn't been that bad, and his teammates are a big reason why.
The team's got great camaraderie, everybody's, jokes around, has a good time. Guys are easy to get along with, and it definitely helped in the transition.
But Michael's transition to college life isn't the only thing going well. His transition on the ball field is going equally as well, surpassing everyone's expectations, including his head coach, Mike Fox.
There are not many high school seniors that can do what this boy's doing. It has been absolutely mind-boggling to me how easy the transition's been for him.
But not everything is as easy as it seems.
I get a lot more nervous here because it's on so much, a bigger scale. High school, you kind of had a comfort zone, you knew what you was doing, and here you just another player out there.
And while Michael is far from just any other player, to him, he's just enjoying his time.
We're living the dream. Every day we get to, lace up our spikes, go out on the field, got us a brand new stadium. You couldn't ask for more.
And the same can be said about Michael himself. In Chapel Hill, I'm Kyle Lang, Carolina Week.
Even though Michael technically graduated in January, the school board granted him the right to attend all senior year events, including the cap and gown ceremony.
Most 17-year-olds are finishing up their junior year of high school this spring, but not the one Josh Revis will tell us about.
Meet Constance Orr, a 17-year-old freshman in her first year on the Tar Heel softball team. Orr enrolled last fall at age 16. She skipped kindergarten and second grade because she was ahead of her classmates academically. But when it came to sports, she never expected to be where she is right now.
I hated sports when I was growing up. Me and my dad used to fight over the remote all the time because he used to watch sports and I hated it.
It didn't take her long to learn how to like it, though. At Butler High School, Orr was a 3-time All-State performer, won 3 state championships, and was an All-American in her senior season. Despite all her accomplishments, Orr has kept a lighthearted attitude about sports.
I like to have fun. I don't like to be all serious because you can't have fun playing. You can't be serious playing ball. You won't be as good, so I try to loosen things up a little bit.
Her coach, Donna Papa, couldn't agree more. She says Orr's sense of humor has helped her quickly become a part of the team.
She's very silly. She likes to have fun, and she likes to cut up a lot. She's fit in with the girls well.
Orr said the toughest part of her transition to college has been being away from her family. But you don't have to look far to find them on game day. Just listen for her uncle behind the plate. And he's right. The Heels are ranked 14th in the nation with an overall record of 37-7 with 9 regular season games remaining. And Constance Orr has been a big part of their success.
She's done a nice job, and I only see her getting better.
Papa says if you give her a couple more years, she'll make all conference.
She's a player that's going to do a lot of good things for us because she's very versatile. She plays first base, she can pitch, and she can hit. So that gives you a lot of options.
Just think, she could do all those things by her 18th birthday. In Chapel Hill, I'm Josh Revis, Carolina Week.
Constance will look to raise the bar as she continues her career at UNC.
Coming up after the break.
More of the best in spring 2009 sports.
When you buy disposable and overpackaged products for your home, you're really saying, I'm fine with depleting natural resources. Pollute our air and water. Energy? Wasted. People tell you, hey, go for less packaging. Check out reusables. Buy stuff in bulk. Well, you tell them, no thanks. I'd rather throw it all away. Buy smart. Waste less. Save more.
My name's Lisa, and in 9 years I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, Lisa.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade, and I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
These kids are in trouble.
they're not getting high on drugs or stealing. If they were, you'd do something about it right now. But why is it almost half of all parents who suspect their child has a problem learning wait a year or more before getting help? Why? Kids with learning disabilities are smart. They just learn differently. Call now. The sooner you get help, the better the chance your kid has.
There's something about you, baby. I can't get enough. There's something about you, baby. I got you looking at me, I'm gonna call you bluff. There's something about you.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Have you been a dad today?
Down to the morning light.
The women's basketball team has been one of the most physical teams in the ACC in recent years. Nick King found out who pushes the team every day in practice.
The women's basketball team has a roster of 16 players, more than enough bodies to run 5-on-5 drills in practice. Yet, a team of 6 to 8 male students is in the Dean Dome 2 to 3 times per week, trying to improve the ladies' toughness.
When these girls come in, they're already, recruited because of their talent, so they're already really good. So we're just there to, bang them up a little bit and provide some extra help.
The team boasts 7 players at least 6 feet tall, the biggest of those being 6'5" freshman Shea Shagad. She says practicing against the guys toughens her team up, making game day seem easier.
That really helps us with our rebounding because they'll push us under the basket and they could jump higher than us. In ACC play, people go just as hard, but it's the physical part that's really tougher, because they're stronger than us and stuff.
With a number 9 national ranking, these ladies can handle their own. So what do the practice guys get out of it?
It's neat, I guess, to see a coaching staff like that go to work and practice. That's cool, especially a Hall of Famer like Coach Hatchell.
Not only do the guys learn firsthand how a Hall of Fame coach like Sylvia Hatchell works, they feel as if they have an investment in the team and are fully supportive come game time.
I mean, we have a game against Duke tomorrow, so I'm going to definitely be there cheering them on.
If this team can win its 5th straight ACC tournament, there might be only 16 players recognized, but there will be 8 more contributors to the Heels' success. In Chapel Hill, I'm Nick King, Carolina Week Sports.
The Heels might not have enjoyed the success they've had in years past, but they weren't lacking in toughness.
Well, it's hugely popular elsewhere in the world and is slowly finding a following here in the U.S. And one local man is making his mark on the sport of badminton.
Badminton is a sport based on stamina, strength, and mobility. It sounds like a game for the youth. Tell that to 78-year-old Ralph Balzac.
I decided to give badminton a try, and when I tried it, I liked it. It was more demanding physically, and I like that.
For the past 5 years, Balzac has trained with the UNC Badminton Club. Club advisor C.D. Poon says the old-timers got game.
It's amazing. For 5 years, he has been only 5 years. He improved so much, and he beat a lot of people.
Balzac hasn't defeated Badminton Club president Benjamin George, who's been smashing a shuttle for 15 years. There aren't many with George's resume, which is why he characterizes the game as exotic.
It's not very popular here in the U.S., and when I show what exactly we're doing to other people, they're surprised. Really surprised.
George says not even Tyler Hansbrough can break records on this court.
It takes a lot of work. It's not something you can just go in and play.
Poon, who has more than 3 decades of experience, agrees. He says in badminton, 70% of your success depends on footwork, which might be a hurdle for a guy Balzac's age.
If you move back and forth many times, your leg becomes so lazy and tired. You just don't want to move at all.
Despite his pain, Balzac returns every week.
Ralph is really an encouragement to us all. You can watch him, and he just keeps going at it.
I can imagine that by the time I am at his age, I wish I can be that good.
And Balzac doesn't mind being in that group.
Well, I just hope I'm as close to being that active at that point in my life.
Coming up, we'll show you some unusual antics that will leave you bewildered.
These people have game. Stick around.
Mr. and Mrs. Jones, Sally's having some behavioral problems.
I guess that reward system isn't working.
Well, the timeouts weren't either.
Well, you're just too lenient.
Well, you're too strict.
No, you are.
Oh, you are.
Where can adults go for ideas when they feel as frustrated as kids? ConnectForKids.org, guidance for grown-ups.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh, yeah.
Recycling a glass bottle saves enough energy to run the TV you're watching for 1 full hour. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world. Making a can from recycled aluminum instead of from raw materials reduces air pollution by 95%. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
So not all athletes at UNC are on a varsity team. Kelly Davies introduces us to a student with one crazy talent on one wheel.
Kevin McMullen looks like an ordinary student, but there are several things that make him extraordinary. Kevin is a senior, getting ready to graduate in May, with a resume full of amazing experiences. He's one of
180.
Moorhead Scholars. He's one of
50.
International students. He's one of
27.
UNC ice hockey players. And he's one of
7
street unicycling masterminds in the world. McMullen began unicycling in 2000 and has pioneered the extreme sport.
Unicycling is cool just because it's different and it's so simple. You just have a wheel and a seat and some pedals, and there's no chain, there's not so much to break, and it's really cool what you can do with such a simple machine.
He spent the past summer working on a documentary, displaying the skills and techniques that he's created.
For unicycling, I've been to New Zealand, Colombia, Germany, France, Spain, all over Canada and US, Denmark, Sweden.
You won't see me get on this thing, but wait till you see what McMullen can do at the helm.
Unicycling for me has just been a good way to express myself and set myself apart, and just a great way to travel the world and meet new people.
Unicycling might not be hugely popular in the U.S., but trust me, it isn't for the faint at heart. In Chapel Hill, I'm Kelly Davies, Carolina Week.
McMullen is looking to compete in his final unicycling competition this summer. We wish him the best of luck.
It's one of ESPNU's top 100 things to do while in college, and it happens right here in the Triangle. I went to Raleigh for a look at NC State's biggest fundraiser.
To complete the Krispy Kreme challenge, you have to run 2 miles. From the NC State Bell Tower to the Krispy Kreme store on Peace Street, eat a dozen original glazed Krispy Kreme donuts and run back, all in less than an hour. Many have said the race is as much about puking as it is about anything else. And the Krispy Kreme Challenge website says the real challenge is to keep all 12 donuts down.
Oh, we got a little bit of a failure. We had one. We had one each, but we were getting grossed out. Everybody's like shoving in their mouth, and I was no.
For runners like Hillary Colborn and Amy Whitaker, both UNC freshmen, organizers created the casual runner category. That's 2 miles, some donuts, and 2 more miles. For the serious competitors, the hard part isn't the running, it's eating all the donuts as quickly as possible. Tried and true is the smash and pack technique, where competitors take 3 to 6 donuts, smash them down to 1, and sometimes soak them in water so they'll slide on down. 3-year-old Caroline Herndon sits near the finish waiting for her dad.
I only ate my donut. It was a chocolate donut with sprinkles.
Everyone looks like they hate life. Nobody.
Others, like this Elvis impersonator, are just out for a good time and hoping the 4-mile run will burn off the 2,400 calories in a dozen donuts. In Raleigh, I'm Kate Howard, Carolina Week.
My stomach was tested just watching the Krispy Kreme challenge, but it was a lot of fun for spectators and participants alike. Hopefully, a Tar Heel will take back the title in 2010.
Yeah, looking back, it's definitely been a great year in sports for Carolina, Kate.
It absolutely has, Jason. Let's take one more look at this semester to the sound of Rooftops by Lost Prophets.
When our time is up, when our lives are done, will we say we've had our fun? Will we make our mark this time?
Well, this has been an unbelievable semester in sports, Kate. I had a blast.
That's right, Jason. It's so great to see Carolina doing well in so many different sports.
Absolutely. This has been the best of Carolina Week sports for the spring semester.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next semester, and as always,
Go Heels!